Action for Inclusion and Empowerment Trust AIET is an organization based in Kokrajhar, Assam. AIET works for disability rights, particularly with women and children with disability. We are a group of women who have faced various kinds of discriminations and injustice in life.
When I was in the college, I was general secretary. So I did like some social activities that time. So I was really interested in a social work. But I don't know how to continue it. In my BA second year, I was forcefully married by one of my friend, and that time my life has changed. That time in Kokrajhar, this Bodo and Muslim conflict was going on, so I don't have any option because curfew was there. So it started with that incident, and I somehow ran out from that situation. And that time I don't have any support. My parents did not supported me because they were blaming me. My friend and my sister helped to come down to Guwahati. One of my good friend, he introduced me with Arman Alisa, Sisu Sarati. So I came to Sisu Sarati. They interviewed me, and I was working there. And also Arman sir was very kind enough that he offered me to do disability studies. So that's where the disability, knowing about disability, what is disability, I got to know.
At AIET, we come together to demand our rights and claim our space in society.
Bautina and I, we met while taking our disability course in Guwahati, and fortunately we were also roommates. So, you know, we used to have these late night conversations about our dreams and aspirations. What do you see yourself? I mean, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years or 5 years? You know, I have this dream, I want to do this. So we used to have this kind of conversation, and that's where this idea came, you know, where we can work together to make our society inclusive, our community inclusive. What can we do for our children with special needs? That kind of conversations we used to have. Earlier, during those times in our Northeast, the topic disability was highly stigmatized, and it was like a, you know, shunned topic, because people have this negative perspective and notion towards people with disability. And to be very honest, I myself had that similar misconception before I joined. But once I joined the course and, you know, met like-minded friends like Bautina, we used to have that conversation. We learned during our course that it is not the ability or the disability of the persons, but it is the barrier that we as a society has placed in front of them. And I think that was the realization which sparked that idea, you know, that passion in our heart to work for inclusivity.
Women, especially those with disabilities, are often invisible in their own communities. They are excluded from education, livelihoods, and decision-making processes. Those from poor communities face triple discriminations because of their gender, poverty, and disability. Although they contribute to the domestic and care work to the best of their abilities, they face many societal and systemic barriers in following their dreams.
School puribolo issa asil mane school puribo para nai aro kiba puribo issa asil para nai mui itiao ichha ase sukun ekni dekhlo hela moi jaikni parlo.
When we talk about disability, we only see people who is locomotor, who cannot work or see or cannot hear. But when I come to there, that time I knew that what is disability and what are the types. After that, I really compare my life with people with disability. So I myself, so-called able, we used to call, I cannot raise my voice, I cannot speak up that this is something very wrong happening with me. Women are always victimized. Whenever we want to speak up, we are told to shut your mouth. So that's how it started. We will work for disabled, but for a women.
We envisioned AIET as a space where women with disabilities could come together, feel safe, and fight for their rights.
We started with the women, and later, like after 1 year, we started with we introduced inclusive education. That's how AIT has begun.
With no resources and little experience, we started small, but our determination was boundless. The early days were difficult. We did not know where to start, how to reach out to the women. We faced bureaucratic challenges, a lack of funding, and skepticism from the community. Reaching women in remote villages was not easy. There was much stigma and discrimination against not just people with disabilities but also their families.
The people with disabilities, to my knowledge, are the most vulnerable, and they are excluded in the family itself. They are excluded in the society, in the community, but they are also excluded even in their family. And if it is a woman, we can understand that they are much more excluded.
We would go from village to village, from door to door, asking families if they had children with disabilities at home. But in the early days, many families would hide if they had a person with disability at home. We started by talking to people about disability rights, the RPWD Act, and helping them with accessing disability pension.
মোৰটো সপোন আছিলে যে কিবা এটা কৰিব কাৰণে তাৰপিছত সমাজৰ কাৰণে তো বেলেগক যে মই যেনেকা ভেদভাৱ হৈ আহিছোঁ তো যাতে এই ডিসেবিলিটি যি সকল ল'ৰা ছোৱালী আছে তাহাঁতৰ এনেকা নহওক এই বুলি মই কিবা এটা কৰিব মন আছিলে তাহাঁতৰ এৱাৰনেছ প্ৰগ্ৰামটো চালো তাৰপিছত বাউটিনা বাইদেউহঁতে ইস্যু লৈ পেলাই কাম কৰি আছিলে কি চেলেঞ্জেছ হৈ আছে তো তাতে মই এনজিঅ মানে কি এইবিলাক একো গম পোৱা নাছিলো তাৰপিছত আহিছে তাৰপিছত সুধিছে যে কি কৰিব ইচ্ছা আছে কি কৰিব বিচাৰা এনেকা বুলি সুধাত কি প্ৰবলেম কি এনেকা তো মোক এটা জব লাগে এনেকা বুলি ক'লো আৰু তাহাঁতক তাৰপিছত সৰু সুৰা কিবা এটা নিজে যাতে নিজৰ ভৰিত থিয় হৈ খাব পাৰোঁ তাৰপিছত তাহাঁতৰ লগত কণ্টেক্টত থাকিলোঁ কৰিব পাৰিবি নেকি আমাৰ লগত এনেকা বুলি ক'লে তো স্কুল এটাত ডিসেবিলিটি বাচ্চাবিলাকক ছাপোৰ্ট কৰিবৰ কাৰণে মাতিছিলে
जोंना दिगदारा माने दैनि थाखाय बिराद गाज्रि आरो बे फिसाजोखौ माने लांलाय लाबोलाय बहाय खस्थ' मोनो दैनि गेजेराव थांलाय फैलायजों ओमफ्राय जोङो फिसाफोरखौ मोजां रोंथों बा मोजां जाथों होननानै जों हास्थायनायनि गेजेराव ओरै थांहां ओरै फैहां जानायनि गेजेराव जों लोगो मोननाया मिथिंनिफ्राय लोगो मोनदों जों दिनै 10 बोसोरसिम जाबाय आरो उन्दैफोरखौ एनजिअ सिख्लाफोरखौ लोगो मोननाया बेवहाय जों दा एसे सुबिदा मोनबाय उन्दैफोरनि थाखाय दा जों बिसोरखौ लोगो मोननानै आरो फिसाखौ माबायाव सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुपआवबो सोनाय जाबाय ओमफ्राय माबाबो बेग टेग बानायनाय जाबाय आरो फिसाफोरनि थाखाय सहाय होनाय जाबाय आरो जोंखौ एनजिअ सिख्लाफ्रा
माने जोंना दै गेजेर नालाय थांलाय फैलाय उसुबिदा थांनायनि फैनायनि थांनो हाया अबेबा थांनो नागिरबाबो दैलाङाव दै देरबा दैया गिदिर जायो नालाय ओंखायनो जारला जायो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुपआव जों बेग सुनाय सोलोंगासिनो दङ जोंनि माबायाव अफिसावनो सोलोंगासिनो जों बेग सुनाय माने फाखावबा न'आव खामानिखौ लानो हाया ओमफ्राय बाहेराव
As we worked, we understood that it is not only legal rights or disability pension, but we need to have a broader approach focusing on inclusion. Inclusion is not just about participation, it is about dignity, opportunity, and equality. For women with disabilities, it is even more critical to overcome the multiple barriers they face. Inclusion ensures people with disabilities have access to education, employment, and a life of independence. It challenges societal barriers and creates a world where every woman, regardless of ability, can dream, achieve, and lead. With this in mind, in 2018, we started Dauga, an association of women with disability.
Dauga is an association for women with disability. Dauga itself Bodo word and it means progressive. So it's a association for women with disability. In the beginning, it is only they have only started with a few women. Now they have 83 women in the group. Within that association, they have 3 self-help groups, and now they are into a livelihood, like they do mushroom cultivation and agarbatti making, and there's plastic ware bag making. So they are earning this livelihood.
मैं तो आगो तो बगान नहीं था कि आसुं ते तो काम न किसी ना मैं किसको करिए खाम मेरे को लगे मुक क्या दिन में आना आसुं आज के किसी ना काम ना दे वो किसी ना इतना काम करी बो मन जाए अगरबत्ती बनवा इच्छा से किने का इनकम ही बो इने का लगे यारो सुखु साबरो इनवारो ना
2023 डिसेम्बर याव लोगो मोनदों आरो बिसोरखौ ओमफ्राय दा बिसोरजोंनो थाफानानै आङो जा बिसोरो माबादों मोनसे नङा मोनसे ट्रेनिं आं बेग बानायनायखौ मोनदों आरो बेलेगा आगरबाथि धुप बानायनाय ओमफ्राय आं बेग बानायनायनि अनगाबो न'आव इदिनो एम्फौ एरि लायो आरो एम्फौ लानाय ओमफ्राय न'नि जा खामानि बेखौ आं मोजां मोनजोबो मावनो
In 2024, AIET completed 10 years of working towards our dream for an inclusive society.
AIET 10 years. ধন্যবাদ থাকিল বাইদেউলৈ
যোৱা 4 বছৰৰ পৰা মই AIETক জানো তেওঁলোকে যেটো বিষয়লৈ কাম কৰি আছে women with disability আৰু ৰিসেন্টলি তেওঁলোকে children with disability লগতো কাম কৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিছে This is a very important issue যেটোৰ ওপৰত কাম কৰিবলৈ সাধাৰণতে মানুহে সাহস নকৰে কাৰণ প্ৰথমতে কথাটো হল মহিলা মানুহ আৰু তাৰে ওপৰত disability দুটা it's very difficult and challenging to work on but AIET it's been 10 years they have been working on this issue which is really commendable and there are many challenges whether it is regarding funding or the societal challenges people do not cooperate the various departments do not cooperate at times but they have been working with on this issue with a lot of strength and dedication determination
आङो AIET आव जइन जानाया 2020 आव जादोंमोन ओमफ्राय आङो दा AIET आव एज ए अफिस एसिस्टेन्ट ओमफ्राय आङो AIET आव डिसेबल वुमेनफोरजों खामानि मावनानै मोजां मोनो
आं AIET आव 2017 निफ्राय जयनिं जाफैदों तो जोङो बेसिकली महिला आरो माखासे चिल्ड्रेनफोरजों खामानि मावनाय जायो आरो थ' आङो AIT आव फैनानै जे साबसिन आं मोजां मोननायानो जाहैबाय जे आं जे जिनिसखौ आं रोङामोन बै समाव थ' आं बाहाय फैनानै गुबुन गुबुन बुहुत सोलोंनो मोन्दों बिनि थाखायनो आं बिराद मोजां मोनो AIT खौ बेनो आरो
We seek support from families, communities, government, civil society, and everyone to achieve this.
AIT, it's like a safe space, a safe haven for me as well as the women, as well as the children.
What I like about AIT is after coming here, I have gained a lot of knowledge about society and about social work. And through the social work, I'm also being a part of journey of someone else's success or development.
We have to work together to ensure that people, especially women with disabilities, are able to live an independent life and fulfill their aspirations. And this is what our journey so far has taught us. Today, AIET for us is more than an organization. It's a movement for dignity, equality, and hope. This is AIET's story. This is our story.
Yes!